How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Mike Dub 27 Traders. And today we're going to go back and look at Lucid Group. Now, I was talking about it yesterday. I said it was either going to go one direction or the other. It was either going to go up or the market was going to be too much for it and it was going to keep on getting pushed down. And lo and behold, look at it there at $2.42. Now, when I said that, let's go back a day. Matter of fact, right here, it was at $2.31. And then overnight it dropped $2.25. And even early this morning, $2.22 and down to $2.21. Now let's say you didn't get in until the market opened. All right, wait till 9:30. At 9:30, it was at $2.23. And now look at it. At the end of the day, $2.42. So what this tells us right here is that there's some profit to be taken from Lucid Group. You can definitely see it's moving on its own. It has its own storyline. I think it helps with the fact that it's being domestically built and that there's also manufacturing happening in Saudi Arabia, which gives Lucid Group access to the other side of the world as well as right here in the States without really having to deal too much with the tariffs. Of course, we still have tariffs on parts and things like that, but that's not going to hit as hard as tariffs being on actual whole vehicles. You look right here at the volume, 89,380,475. Average volume being 90,583,052. And no doubt we saw that was in the positives. So we can really see how Lucid Group is really handling its own. That's definitely something to look at. This is one of those stocks, I'm going to wait for it to drop right back down. Now that I see where it's testing, as soon as that thing hits 220, I'm probably going to jump in myself. Now, of course, this is not giving any type of financial advice. It's just looking at an opportunity that I see interesting myself. Now, another stock that we can take a look at too while we're here is actually on the crypto sector, and that is XRP. Now, I'm going to spend some time on XRP because right now XRP is at $2.00 or 2.0871, but basically $2. And we know that XRP likes to hang around 230 and eventually is going to hit $3, you know? So if we look at today's transactions, matter of fact, let's go back to 6:14 a.m. It was at $2.00. And then once you get around the middle of the day, noon, it hit $2.13. Now that's still not enough of a movement to sell, but it still lets you know where the bottom of this is, which is exactly where it was the last time we had a big dip with crypto, which is $2. Now, this is the interesting part of this. All you have to do is go back to the 27, and it was at $2.37. If we go back a month or so, let's just say to the 5th, it was $2.60. 6 months, this thing was at $3.33. And all the news that's coming out about XRP is positive. Matter of fact, let's look at this news right here. This is from earlier today. Recent news on XRP USD. It says right here, let's go ahead and load this up real quick. It says Bitcoin, XRP, and others cryptocurrencies struggled Monday as markets braced for an escalating trade war amid new tariffs. But let's go with just what it says about XRP. The cryptocurrency used to settle and facilitate transactions on Ripple Labs payment platforms have dropped 3.7%. This is opportunity. to $2.08 over the previous 24 hours. Despite cryptos often being referred to as digital gold, they trade much more like risky assets than safe haven assets such as precious metals. But here's the interesting part right here. These other cryptos, they're all down too. Ethereum, Cardano, Solana. But look what we have to look forward to. Let's keep on going. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up right now. XRP. Here we go. XRP bulls in denial as price trends mirrors previous 75 to 90% crash. Why did it feel like this? Well, for one thing, XRP is getting back. Everything that XRP was looking for is already being said to happen. In 2018, XRP soared above $3 as NUPL signaled extreme optimism, only collapsing 90% to below 30 cents. Now, here's the thing, it went right back up. It went right back up. As of March 2025, XRP's NUPL has once again entered the denial zone with the price trading around $2.50, which already went lower than that. And here we go. The rally accelerated after pro crypto candidates won U.S. presidential elections while speculation grew around Ripple's potential victory in its SEC lawsuit and the possible approval of a spot XRP ETF in 2025. And then related to it, SEC dropping XRP case was priced in since the election. All right. Technical fractal suggests XRP is topping out. But where's the top out? The top out is going to be $3, according to the information and the data here. So if that's the case, let's go back to this. Let's go back to the scale. If you look at XRP again, from what we've seen in the past 5 days, the top out has to be between either $2.37 or $2.55, $2.65. That's good for us because we're trying to get into it at $2 and even in the first place. So you're talking about messing with 30 to 50 cents in profit. Now that may not seem like a lot to some people, but when you actually do the math, you pull out my calculator. All right, let's say you invested $1,000 divided by 2, it's 500 times, let's just say 0.30 on the low end. That's 15 grand right there that you weren't even accounted for. Now I did that math completely incorrect. So let's try that again. Let's say you take $1,000 divided by 0.30. Why doesn't it let me do 0.30? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. It's $1,000 divided by $2 and then multiply that by 0.30. My decimal is not working today. All right, we'll go ahead and do the conversion. All right, so you take that and then you go ahead and you move the decimal over 1, 2. That's $150 right there. Easiest way to look at it is like this. You take 1,000, divided into 2, that's 500. Let's say it only went up $1 eventually, which they're saying is going to hit $3 eventually. 500 shares times 1. That's 500. Now, if you take that and you split that in half, that's $50. That's if it goes up 50 cents. So right there, you're still seeing profit. So this is why XRP is very interesting, because we don't need it to do any better. We just need it to keep doing what it's doing. And that's the difference between it and a lot of other stocks. Now, another stock that I've been looking at has been I Am Gold. This is one where it's been going between 610 and 625. But if you go back 5 days, let's just say to the 26th, it was at $6.02. And then at its height, it hit $6.53. And this is gold. This is a precious metal. It's a mining company that mines out of, I think, out of Canada and some other places in Africa. But that's a 50-cent profit potential every time that this hits $6. So this is one of those where I'm waiting for it to drop some more. And then after that, jumping in. And then I'm going to enjoy the ride. It says the mining investment event in Quebec City, June the 3rd through the 5th, 2025, announces Glencore Canada exclusive diamond sponsor, new sponsors, and participating issuers. And of course, it goes through all the different sponsors and everything. But of course, when you're talking about gold, that's one of those stocks that doesn't really lose any value because it's one of the oldest precious metals, known to mankind. So that's something else to look at. I Am Gold Corporation. And then of course you got Hood Stop, Robinhood Markets. Now it's been hanging around 41. But this is another one. If you look at the 5 day mark, it was just at $48. Now, obviously, because of the fall of the S&P 500 and things like that, we can see it moving down. But nothing's fundamentally changed in the negative for Robinhood. Matter of fact, it did good on its earnings, as well as all its new developments and being able to help you, have more applications when it comes to using Robinhood. So this is one of those you probably hold right now while it's at 41. Go ahead and punch in. And then once that thing hits $48 again or close to it, then you get up out of there and you take your profit. So those are just 3 stocks that I figured I'd go ahead and show everybody. And hopefully everybody keeps trading and have a good day. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow. This is Mike Dub Traders, and I am Mike Dub 27 Traders, and I'm out.